The youth, unemployment and entrepreneurship. That will be my discussion for today. My name is Felix Dazi and welcome to Inspiration with Felix Dazi. And today we're going to have a discussion right here on this program. If you're watching us on television, I want to say welcome to you. If you are, this is your first time of watching us, I want to remind you that this television program shows every Thursday at 6 p.m. and it repeats on Saturdays at 6 p.m. on this channel, that is Truth TV, on your multi-TV dial. We're also live, we're also alternatively on YouTube on Inspiration with Felix Dazi, and want you to subscribe and share with your friends and your loved ones. So when you hear about unemployment, entrepreneurship and the youth, do they align? Is there any relationship with them? Well, today I'll be having a conversation with three people that I should say are my friends, and I love them so much, and you should hear the wisdom that emanates from them, and they will be sharing with us something concerning these lines. Someone will say the youth in Africa are lazy. Others say the youth in Africa, they are trying. Others are saying they are doing their best, just that there are no opportunities. Well, today we'll be discussing everything surrounding unemployment, entrepreneurship, and the youth. And my guests for today, I have with me a man whose name is Nelson Mandela Jr. Nelson Mandela Jr. Okay, so he is my guest for today, and I also have Dan Akufu, if I got it right. Thank you so much. And I also have Mr. Jude. That's how I call him. We call him Mr. Jude. He's the CEO of he'll tell you. Oh, I know. I guess I just want. It's YouSort. Right. So I'll allow them to introduce themselves properly, and then we'll get the conversation started. Welcome. Gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you.
How are you doing? I say, I'm quite anxious person.
That's true.
We look uneducated. Let me start from my right.
All right, so I'm Jude Asante. You know, the founder.
You didn't add the Raj.
Yes.
Okay,
Jude
Raj.
This time I haven't added YouSort, which is the
Company
business
name.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Branding is very important. All right, so I'm Jude Raj Asante, YouSort, a newly added one, Chief Executive of YouSort Group. Okay, and I do radio bit. I started with you with my BBC. So we do all things.
All things.
They say everything.
So.
Exactly. And a management consultant as well.
All right. And in the middle, I have with me the lady in red, the one and only.
Diane. So the name is Diane Akufu. I am a digital strategist. I currently own a digital marketing agency here in Ghana. And I'm a member of the World Economic Forum's Global Shapers Accra Hub. And I currently also serve as youth member of parliament for my constituency, which is Ayawaso North.
Wow.
So that's a little bit about me, and I'm really happy to be here.
Excited to have you here. And I have with me here, this is the Nelson Mandela Jr.
Yes, of course. So my name is Nelson Mandela Jr. I'm an actor, I'm a poet, and a motivational speaker. And you know, I'm actually here to just inspire the youth. I mean, to lead them from behind. So we have so many things upstairs, and I'm here to share with my people, and I'm so privileged to be here as well.
All right, so let's get started. And let's start with entrepreneurship. Do you think entrepreneurship is very important with the youth, and how do they get started? Jude, since you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's very important. You know, let me take you back when we had these colonial masters. When they were leaving, you know, they needed people to hand over to handle administrative stuff.
Okay.
So it's necessitated for people to be educated, sent to school and all that. And so that system was created, and that is what we've held on from those times till now. So your parent or your father tells you, hey, go to the university, have a good grade so you could get a job. Right? So that has been it. And the narrative hasn't been, oh, go to school, acquire the knowledge, and be creative. So out of what you've been taught from primary to the university, come out with something. I heard Oscar Bimpon saying that Africa has got a lot of challenges.
Okay.
And you know, every challenge means or requires a solution, right? So you only have to, you know, kind of scout or scan to find a societal problem, okay? Find a solution to it and monetize it. And that is what brings you the money you so desire to have, right? So entrepreneurship in our side has been less, but though it's picking up.
Just picking up, exactly.
It's picking up. You see, youth is the most, the human resource of every country, such as Ghana and the whole of the African continent. We've got that high, youthful demography.
Okay.
But then, the narrative has been so wrong about go to school and get a job. Who should create the job then? For who to come and do? Do you get it? So our time has been a lot of graduates who are unemployed.
A lot of graduates who are unemployed.
Who are unemployed.
Okay.
And the basic question is, who should create it? Now, one narrative we've had in our country, Ghana, is everybody is looking up to government to create
a job.
You see, and whereas you want government to, kind of hold a chunk of employment, it means that you're telling him to tax you more because that government don't have money. They pick up or tax us and then put them together. Do you get it? So it should be, hey, whatever you went to school to understudy. She did marketing. I heard her saying
marketing.
Marketing,
she's a
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Marketer, okay.
Exactly. So what can you do? Marketing. There are a lot of companies around, or even our market women and men, at the various places who are selling. You form a team, and then call yourself maybe this marketing consults, right? What do? You train them about how to go about marketing, how to go about branding.
Okay.
A service rendering, and that is what brings you what? Money.
Okay.
But you don't go to the university with that intention that when you are done, government ought to employ you, or you wait till it's 10 years.
Okay.
Research has shown that before the last person of a graduate badge, or say a year badge, gets employed, it's going to take you like a decade, 10 years.
The last person, the final
yes,
person.
the final person. And this time it could be more. Do you get it? Because we are not creating more jobs. We are not being innovative. We are not being creative. Now go to China, and then the Chinese boy at junior high school or primary school is producing or manufacturing watch, which two months or a month down the line, Ghanaians will go and import them and come and sell for Christmas.
We'll talk about we'll talk about the various avenues to create opportunities for yourself in terms of you finding problems and solving it.
Right.
But let me ask you, Diane, do you think entrepreneurship is very important?
Yeah. From my take, I went to school to study biology. Okay, so I came from a biology background. Did not have anything to do with marketing, right? And I saw myself come out of the system where I thought that I was going to become a researcher, right? And I realized there were no available jobs for me to become a researcher. And then when I finally find that one job...
That was after university?
Yeah, that was after university. So when I find that one job, it's someone that requires a PhD or a master's degree. And I'm like, well, I can't go to school to get a master's degree before I start earning some money. So how am I going to improve myself and then be able to fit into what is going on in the market? And so that's how I did my research, and then found out that, hey, I already had some blogging experience, and so I started there. And I think that most of the youth think that you can't achieve things. It's impossible to become an entrepreneur because you're moving from unemployed to an entrepreneur, right? So it's a hard thing to think of because technically you don't have too much work experience, and so you're going to struggle through it. You're going to have to learn processes, and I'm going to say this: if you are not ready to learn, there's no space for you in like entrepreneurship. You can't run an enterprise.
What do you mean by learning with
So,
that? Because the
think-
person is done with school and you're still talking about learning.
Right. I think that the misconception for most of us is that learning is in the classroom,
Okay.
right? So far as it's confined in the classroom, that's what we define as learning. But we learn on a daily basis, right? Take for instance your phone. I tell people this: if you have a phone and you have internet, there's no excuse for you. because everything you need to know is available on the internet. And so you have to start from somewhere, right? And I like the fact that you're asking that, is entrepreneurship relevant? It's very relevant in conversations, because looking at the private sector, we can't, like he said, we can't always rely on government, right? So who is going to be that private sector? We sit down and then we wait for international bodies to come in and then come and take over our private sectors. How many big corporations do you know that are fully Ghanaian based?
And which is affecting our CD dollar.
Right?
Exchange rate, yeah.
So these are relevant conversations that we should have. It's just unfortunate that the youth are seen from the perspective of, if government doesn't do it, then I'm not going to do anything.
And the government is not providing jobs, the government is not doing this, the government is not doing that. Let me, interesting, we'll delve more into that. Nelson Mandela Jr. In the creative space, entrepreneurship, because a lot of people come out from journalism school, come out from school, and then they have these poetic abilities, they have this ability to create things from the creative space, actually. And they complain about money, they complain about income, they complain about no space for them. Do you think they can also enter into the space of entrepreneurship?
Well, personally, I think I'm a typical example of whatever it is, like entrepreneurship. Before you actually venture yourself into entrepreneurship, you have to think otherwise. What exactly do you want to do? You know, we have so many people that want to do what they don't even have passion about. They just want to do it because other people are doing it. You understand? Exactly. So, when you talk about entrepreneurship here in Ghana, it's not really working for me, because you're going to start a business today, and the next morning people are going to know you are the one behind the business. They will definitely collapse it. You know, that is one thing. And what we have in our mind, our perception has been, go to school, acquire knowledge, and after that you're going to get a job, well-paid job. That is what we learned from school. You know, so when you come out of school, you're expecting to get, a well-paid job. Now, this is where we have favoritism and nepotism. Whom do you know? Certificates are not really working. When I completed school, I found myself jobless. There was no job for me, and I was like, man, what's my talent? What do I even have in me? Okay, I went to school to learn political science. Now, I still have the acting experience. I have the ability to do motivation and poetry. So now I think with my talent, it's really helping me more than what I actually acquired in school.
In school,
do you understand? So that is the entrepreneurship in the first place.
Exactly.
That's what I ventured. I actually started up a business. And with what I told you, people are gonna know you are the one behind the job. They'll find a way to just cripple you and then take over whatever it is. You understand? So the government is not really helping when it comes to the entrepreneurship. My boss said you don't have to wait for the government to do everything for you. I understand perfectly, because we can't really depend on the government all the time.
Okay.
You know, but the government have to play a major role when it comes to the youth, because we are the future.
Okay.
You know, there's no future anywhere. The youth have to just take the mandate when leaders are no more. Do you understand? Yeah, so we want the government to actually help with the entrepreneurship. You know, let's get jobs. It's not always have to be like you have to start something for ourselves. You complete school. What is the money that you want to use to start something for yourself? You know, it's become so difficult looking at how the system is. The economic crisis and everything. You know, so. Entrepreneurship is a very good aspect, but how to venture into is another problem.
Because you need money.
Yes.
So let's discuss. Instances where to start up something.
Right. Because we are getting different ideas.
Yes,
okay.
exactly. Yeah. So much don't require you to get a seed capital.
Okay.
Right.
You don't require so much to get a seed.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, really?
There are some businesses not at all.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've not seen one
because
yet,
you have invested. You have invested to get your iPhone or the Android phone.
Okay.
You
have my iPhone. You talk about the iPhone. Talk about someone.
And again, you have invested for your internet bundle.
Okay.
Right. You have a profile on all the social media platforms.
Yeah.
Right. You know Accra Central, where importers bring whatever goods.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You go to them. Okay. How much is this thing? She says that, oh, it is this amount. Take a shot. Post this on your social media handles. Who wants this?
Okay.
And then Felix comes in. Oh, Jude, I saw your phone, iPhone Pro 14 or
Pro
whatever,
Max,
Pro Max or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How much is it going for? Oh, this amount. I want it. Then you go to the importer and tell him or her that, okay, I've got somebody wants to buy, or I want to buy. You pick up the money, go and buy. You didn't actually require you that loan you desire to go and have or secure from the bank. But just being innovative and with the available free tools and resources, you are in business. Do you get it? My brother referred me when I said government. We have instance. Look at it critically. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It's not for the milk, right? The 1 week or whatsoever. It's for the strong people. That is.
Entrepreneurship at the home.
Now, just in BB and where you I want your everything is difficult. So you have to, you have to
choose your hand.
Yes, be aware of it. See, it is difficult because he said that you won't have government policies, systems in place to help you, but you have to fight your way out. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't good in class. He wasn't scoring the high grades. Okay? The what do you call it? McDonald's and whatever, right? Out of no support, out of this thing is not working for me, out of whatever challenge, that brought the real passion, the real skill, the talent and gift of them. Okay, so when Ghana is so hard, that is what pushes you to think. Anytime there's difficulty, that is when the brain works. Do you know this? I don't know either to call it animal or worm. They have no eyes. Is that not correct? They have no eyes, but they
don't
move.
Have eyes.
Yeah, they don't. They don't have eyes, but they move. Now, when they are moving and they hit a blockade, they turn to the other side, and that should be it. So when government is not helping, what can you do? Who else? What do you look up to? And you see people traveling. Yes, they may have. So when you don't have the capacity or the ability to travel, what can you come up from where you are? And that should be our thinking now.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Okay.
Okay, so I would take it from the digital perspective where I literally did not need a lot to start my business. Okay, I needed my phone, my laptop, and internet, and that's things that I already use on a daily basis, right? So that's where I started from. I knew that I had to break into the market because I was a biologist. Nobody was going to take me serious. That what is a biologist doing in marketing? And so I needed to prove a point. And so it took me learning, right? Learning different strategies and implementing it on myself and then trying it for other people for free. That way I can build a network of people, right, that can trust in my services. And so that's kind of how I started my business. It didn't really take me so much to start, right? So when I started learning, I mean, I'm a learning freak, so I learn a lot. And so I ended up learning so much, and everyone was like, Diane, how come you have like 24 certificates? And I'm like, yeah, because...
You have 24 certificates?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Because I didn't want anyone telling me I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
Right? Because, being in a different field and moving to another field, you feel that sense of insecurity. Because all our lives we are taught that what you study in school is who you are. Right? So I needed to come out of that mindset of what I studied in school is what is making me. Right? So I needed to start to imbibe other things into my thoughts. And when I did that, it changed drastically. People could see that I was oozing out some type of different energy. And so when I post things out, when I started off as a blogger. So when I started, I did save some money from working with people, and then I built the blog.
Okay.
So when I built the blog, now everyone was like, oh, okay, Diane has a blog now, right? And then I went to apply for a competition, and I won the competition, and everybody took me serious.
Wow.
Because now they see that, no, you're putting in some work and you're onto something.
Okay.
Right? So you can start from wherever you are with as little as just your phone and the internet.
What did you start with?
I started off with blogging,
Okay.
right? So I
With
knew
your phone?
with my phone.
Okay.
So I actually taught people how to create a free blog during the lockdown. And I had over 600 people come to me to say, hey, Diane, I want to learn. So I taught so many people how to create blogs. And so during that time, there was an inflow of blogs.
Okay.
Right? And you did not need money to create that. There are platforms that allow you to create blogs for free that you don't need to pay for. Right? You can have it anytime you want to post. You can post it. And then when you feel like you have the money to go professional, then you go professional. So after that, I went into social media management. And then I went into e-commerce management. Then I went to search engine marketing, search engine optimization. It all is in the digital marketing space. And so before you can call yourself a digital marketer, you need to know the moving pieces of these. And when a corporate brand comes to you, you can't say you only know social media management, right? They want to know the strategies. How are you going to make them money? At the end of the day, it's making money. When you're able to talk numbers with brands, you will always be able to secure the contract.
Okay.
Because if I'm able to assure you that if you give me 500 CDs, I will get you 1,000 CDs. You will come, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
Right,
so
but-
you started
but-
small, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we still have people that didn't get the chance that you had. They couldn't even get a chance to, I mean, they have phone quite all right, but they couldn't purchase the data for themselves. They've completed school and they live with their parents. What they have is just hand to mouth. Don't we have people like that?
Yeah.
So what about them? You know,
Hand to mouth.
hand to mouth.
from-
Like they just get money and then they buy food to eat because they need to survive. You know, the fact that I want to venture into entrepreneurship doesn't mean I have to starve myself and die. You understand? So what about those people? They never had a chance. So what about them? What are we doing about those people too?
Okay.
Mm.
And do you think that it's the responsibility of the government to always come through for them?
I have completed school, so I need to get a job. That's one factor. At least about 80% of people who complete school need to get a job as well. Maybe someone can actually do blogging, as you said, the blog and
But
everything.
like, I feel like most of the youth
Right.
come out of school with entitlement. Because I have tried to hire people,
Okay.
and some of them you have to teach them from scratch, because what they learned in school is not enough for the job market, right? And sometimes even sending a common email, right? They don't even send you like a subject in the email.
Okay.
And so you have to train these people, and it takes a lot to train these people, right? And so sometimes we might be thinking, everyone should get a job. I agree, we should all get jobs. But what if we can't get the jobs? What do we do?
Right. I tell you that entrepreneurship, for a fact, is not easy. But then you have to be very intentional. See, life is of two sides. You either lead or become a follower.
Okay.
Where do you want to belong? Okay? Amid of all the challenges, would you still want to kowtow to the challenges and say government or to provide all that until government does that? Would you still wait and die? So it becomes very critical. This is a critical issue. See, go read about the Chinese, to say, country, or whatever of itself. Back then, Alibaba, Jack Ma, right? Went to the States as well, to school and whatever. He came back to set up. They intentionally sent some of their people to the USA to go and study this
Technology,
technology,
IT and all that.
right? They
Data
came in,
management.
exactly. They came in, they disassembled TV sets for them to reassemble. They did that intentionally so that they can be the second or the first or the largest world economy today. So you have to be very intentional. Where do you want to get to? And it's not a joke. It's not a blame game. My father couldn't send me to school. You are responsible for your very self.
Okay.
See, we are too known and popular of the blame games. Yes, on our side of the continent. This person didn't do it. This person should have done it, and they didn't do it. So let me relax and push the blame to him. Entrepreneurship, to make it, to become a rich person, to become a billionaire, you have to intend. You have to be disciplined. Put down your plan. Where do you want to get to in life? Do you get it? So while going to school is just to bombard you, gain knowledge. But it's not to remain fixed to whatever you were taught in the classroom. It's to give you the basics. Understand, how life goes and what to do this and what to do that. It helps you to bring about solutions.
Did you do business in school?
You may say yes, but I didn't have the passion for it.
You didn't have the passion?
I didn't. My
did
dad.
account. I remember 4 years ago when was it?
Yeah.
4 years ago, 20 no.
Yeah, I read
14,
accounting.
15. You remember we spoke about, and then you said you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You were doing. You want to
engineer,
charter
yes,
and
yes.
all that.
I did all that. I've done all that.
You've done all that.
I've done all that.
Okay, but you didn't have the passion to start a business.
Why? Well, yes, but it came in a moment where I was fixed to nothing. Having graduated 2014 from the university, no job.
You had your
nothing.
masters?
Yes, in 2017, and then the professional course as
Okay.
a chartered management consultant.
Okay.
All
So,
that.
Jan is 20. How many certificates?
24.
24. And you are like a couple 15.
No, that's care. That's care people. So we didn't want to go there. Do you get it? So I found myself in a situation where you write applications and some of your applications are not even acknowledged by this HRM.
Okay. You go and buy Kelly and you find your application.
There. So it got to a time I was like, then I won't write any
application. You
any
have to.
application again. In 2018, when we had the financial hacks or crisis in the country where banks were collapsing, we were investing money, I lost to negative $30,000 US. Ask me, I didn't have anything, right? So out of that situation, that hard situation,
The money you lost.
the money I lost. Now you have
Now
to
was
leave.
that scary when I program for man I
You investment. And I question
yeah.
do you get it?
Because of investments.
Yes.
Wow.
So
you
out
had
of
cash
that,
then.
yes. And go and ask Paco Sindhu. See, you would cry. Whom are you going to call on? And voice will tell you, man, you better kill yourself because you have no hope, no support. And that is when brain starts to work. So how? So the worm, you are blocked. So where else? So you try to turn left or right, right? Nobody is paying for. So I could see people selling lands, people doing this. Then I go in, and then also repost. Do you get it? That's what I have available. Somebody can, then I add a profit margin. That was how come I was able to recover, to get a CD, and then could say that this one CD is mine.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And I started doing that. I majored in accounting and majored in finance at the master's level. But then somebody would ask me, are you a marketing student? I went to present, 2 days ago, and the students were like, did you study marketing? I said, no. As an entrepreneur, you have to everything song. Do you get it? Yeah, so very intentional. Have a purpose. What do you going to get to? Plan your life. You see, this thing we are talking about, it's not as if 1 year and you are rich. And it's not as if 5 years you're going to be rich. And it's not as if it's a lifetime. See, I have my colleagues, some of them have 2 cars. I didn't come with my car, right? Or possibly I don't even have a car. But my own university mates are having car and cars. But then look at this. This is the graph. They are employees, right? So now they are being paid, they are making money, right? So their graphs are going up. I'm an entrepreneur. My graph is down like this. So till the time they get to their 50s going to retirement or having retired, their graph starts to decline, comes down because there's no money coming in.
Because sincerely, how much would the snakes pay you?
Exactly.
We're not looking down on it, but how much to sustain the lifestyle? Imagine you were taking 1,000 back then, 1,000. That's 10 million back then, 5 years time, and now you've retired.
Right.
Imagine taking 1,000 now.
And then you've lost energy because
Yeah.
60, 65, you cannot work
You can't work.
vigorously. But then, whoever started his or her business, which went through the 10 years or more, would have his business now shooting up. So his graph starts to. I know a man who would call the bank and say, this weekend I want 20,000. 20,000 out of what? Out of his investment. And just go and spend it. It doesn't use it for anything. Just go come and sit and then enjoy. That is it. So you have to know where you want to go. It is difficult, and it is difficult everywhere. If you don't know, you are a new, so let me tell you, Lebanon, and then your own money. You go to the bank and they tell you, we can't give you the money, just as it happened in Ghana in 2018. So nowhere.
Lebanon.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Your own money.
Your own money.
They say we can't give it to you.
They tell you you can't withdraw your dollar account. You can't withdraw more than $2,000. Meanwhile, you have about $500,000, $1 million. You get so nowhere is good. So out of that, bring the creativity. We have to be creative. How did Mark Zuckerberg go about, bringing about Facebook, that Meta platform, right?
Yeah.
We know of Metaverse. We know of NFT. How are these people able to reason? Is it because the government gave them something? No, you always have to get something little started. So somebody will push you. Why would you come and invest in me or in my business? Because you've seen me started something. You won't do when I haven't started anything.
Anything, yeah.
There
has to be a startup. There
They
has to be
have
something.
to.
Mandela.
That's great. I really second him as well. Like I said,
I know you are playing the devil's advocate.
I second him. I really understand his point. But like I was saying, when you go on the other side, you have to come on this side too.
Yes, right.
What about the other people on the opposite? So we have to think about them too. That's where the government have to come in. On the other hand, so we are all hoping for the best, that the youth can actually lead and then become very useful one day. I mean, starting our own business. So whatever you have for yourself, anything that you want to do, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, you can put them into fruition. Definitely, it will surely yield. And
In the creative space, you decided that you were going to be creative.
Yes, of
you didn't study poetry in school.
No, I didn't do that. I only did literature. Like I did political science, and I was supposed to come out to do politics or something, But I said, I said, let me just follow my dreams. I mean, do myself, and I did the motivation poetry, acting, and I get shows almost all the time. Almost every week I get shows. So
has it been worth it? You
very,
deciding to?
Very.
So sometimes it's not about doing what is convenient.
Right.
You have to look at your talent and start something out of it. That's entrepreneurship.
Yes, I understand that. But you still need something to start it.
Okay. There's something.
Yeah, there's something. You have to have a capital. Like my boss said, you have to have a capital and go to people to go and take pictures of some items and do basically job and all that. But you need capital, because I have to learn a whole lot of things from the YouTube. The internet. The internet is very powerful.
Very, very powerful.
It didn't talk to me much about this because
really?
Yes. The internet is actually very powerful. People use it on the opposite, but for me, it's just I think there is a people on the internet. I'm speaking today. It's the internet that is actually taking. Okay. I'm so glad to experience that. So we have to just follow our dreams and our passions as well. It's to help us.
Okay. Unemployment seems very rampant in our days, especially youth in Africa. How do we curb unemployment?
It's a serious issue that we're having across the state. Unemployment is such that people come out of school with expectations, right? And they're unable to meet those expectations. And usually the expectations are from government, like we said before.
Right.
It's daunting, right? For people in the space of so many different things, coming to interact with people that are unemployed. And I get DMs almost every now and then about, hey, please, can you help me get a job? Can you help me get a job? And sometimes you don't even know what to do, right? Because you don't have the capacity to take on these people, right? The only way that I think we can be able to lower the rates of unemployment is if we are able to push more funding into the private sectors in Ghana, and not
the government pushing more.
Not just government. We have external bodies that come to Ghana. So I had the opportunity to sit in a meeting with the Memphis Chamber of Commerce from America. And they are investors, okay? They are delegates from the US that came in to Ghana specifically to identify people that things that they can invest in. And one thing that I've realized is blocking the opportunities for us, especially small businesses, is that you see the people at the top, they don't want to give you access to those people. Okay? So I mean, when I was sitting in the meeting, something funny happened, and up to now, I still can't phantom around all that happened, right? Because it seemed as if even just the local people having to interact with these investors was a problem for some of our people, right? And so something that bothered me a lot, and I feel like even though unemployment is high, let's try our best. If I can, so what I've done is provide people with skills. Okay, that's what I do. I provide people with the skills that they need to be able to be like me and be kind of like, you're not really an entrepreneur because you're self-employed, right? But be able to at least get something for yourself. So I provide skills, the necessary skills that you need in the digital space. So whether you want to build websites, because I learned how to build websites by myself. Nobody taught me how to do that.
Wow.
And all these things that I do are things that I sat down to learn. And if you're able to sit down and say that, hey, this is the path that I've chosen, and this is the first step that I need to take. If you're able to take that first step, moving on doesn't become difficult anymore for you, because now you get the momentum, right? And when you have the skills, the digital space is limitless. And I go on Facebook and I get clients from Facebook. People think Facebook is dead, but I go on Facebook and I get clients from Facebook.
Wow.
I go in groups, and so I'm giving the people their call. I go in groups and then I chat people, right? I was fortunate to be part of a Cornell program, so I have access to a whole team of people that I graduated with from Cornell that's on Facebook. I go there, I post my services, post what I do, and I get people
and
that
add it instead of going to comment insulting people. Comment with your brand, your business. Do you get it? Comment what
instead
you
of
do. Instead of going to insult, whoever, just put in what
That's
you
a
can
pull
do.
him down spirit.
Yeah.
You can't take it out.
and then a lot of you are involved in that. You find out someone insulting maybe the president, insulting people of high standard,
Right, yeah.
and you check the person's profile and you find out that
Terrible.
this one is BC. It's nothing to write on. Yes, Diana, you are saying something.
So I think that being able to go on these platforms, don't just use it for entertainment, right? Use it for education.
Right.
Things
I
like
love that.
TikTok, right? TikTok has taught me so much that, TikTok videos are very short, right? So TikTok teaches me a lot fast. And that's how I want to learn. I want the information fast. I don't want any long YouTube videos. I like the short content.
Should I drop one of your TikTok videos?
No, please. So I go on TikTok and I learn. And TikTok has now become a search engine, right?
right.
That Google is now saying, hey, TikTok is taking part of our searches. So we're going to collaborate with TikTok. So now if you search some things, you would see a TikTok video pop up.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest way to consume information. In like 3 minutes, I've learned something new. And I was even showing him something that he could do with his WhatsApp.
Yes,
right?
That was amazing.
And I told him,
What was
listen, it's a new update on WhatsApp that...
Communities?
So when you're listening to your voice note, right? Instead of holding the phone like this, like you usually do, you just put the phone here, and then it goes into the mic.
Like a phone call.
Oh, it happens?
Speaker here. Yeah, like a phone call.
Let's look for an insult.
So these are things that I would literally come across it on TikTok, right? And it keeps your brain very active,
yeah.
because now you're seeing that, hey, the opportunities are endless in this space. People can create like one TikTok video and it goes viral, and everybody knows them now, and all of a sudden they are influencers.
Okay.
I have personally used Snapchat. People don't even think Snapchat is an app that you can use it for anything, but I've used Snapchat to become a Snapchat influencer. I have like 6,000 followers on my Snap account, and I learned how to do that myself. Usually I sit down, right, and I plan strategies and try them on myself to see how best this is going to work before I go and try it on a client and go and promise them that I can get them to this point. right? I do them myself. I sit down. There was a point where everybody was calling me for Instagram account because I could literally grow an Instagram account to like 1,000 in a week and give it to my friends that have businesses to use it for their business, right? So that was how I was also supporting my people that were unemployed, right?
You even promised me on the YouTube thing.
Yeah, and you would have to do one for me. And then TikTok
She
too.
even promised me on that.
Don't worry, I got you.
You got me. Anyway, that's
Nelson will touch on the
yeah,
unemployment.
yeah.
Oh, yes,
Nelson,
yes,
yes.
yes. For the unemployment, I think.
That's
now-
so poem. Yeah. That's all right. Go there.
Well, maybe the best last. The best one was last one.
Okay.
For the unemployment, and I think say now no, they are saying the youth we are lazy. We don't want to work.
Who said that?
No, that's what people.
That's
say.
what people say.
Yeah,
It's,
they say-
almost every week.
Yes.
Every week there's a post.
Yes.
There's a man I so admire. He's into, but I don't want to mention his name. He just made a post.
Okay.
Then I said they should go into farming.
Alright.
I saw it.
And they said farming, which
I'll come to you.
Okay, so now they say we are lazy, but when we travel out, we become so effective. We work so hard.
Yes.
That's what people say.
You find someone doing like high jobs.
Yes. So now you actually get a job. When you get a job, you pay like 1,000 or 1,500, 600. Now the transportation alone, food. So at the end of the month, you end up with getting nothing saved. You understand? So I work out, go to job, and knowing that my salary is not even enough, so it will definitely be squeezed. It's not going to give out the best. It's not going to do something very productive for the whole company. Do you understand? So they will end up being lazy because if I go to job and I work at the end of the month and then it's just hand to mouth, I find it difficult to even go to the job. But when they travel, they be paid well. Do you understand? They become so effective. So I think the unemployment, how we can actually end it is what my boss actually said. Like we have to just try to create something for ourselves, regardless of whatever you have in the pocket. Just do something. You know, anyhow, any means. Just be very effective on the social media platforms. You know, you can get more jobs, more gigs, anything, and then you are good to go. So creating something for yourself is even better than working for other people. You know. But the government was supposed to do something about it. I keep touching on that side. It's a one district, one factory. So we were even hoping to at least get employed through that, but nothing is actually happening. So we are still hoping for the best.
All right, so unemployment, Felix, it's just like any disease, talk of HIV or cancer.
Yeah.
It's a serious killer.
It's a serious killer.
I'm telling you, it's a very serious killer. But then, like my brother said, government has a role to play. Right. All right. So if you can't give them the capital, create systems or policies. Right. But on that side, the narrative ought to change as well. The narrative that parents are like, go to school, study so hard, and have the good scores, and then come for a job. We ought to change. See, I told you how the Chinese went about to become China today. Right? So it's about time the country also sits down, right? What can we do to turn the situation around? We don't need administrators or people to occupy those offices at the ministries just as when the colonial masters were leaving.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
The space is choked now. So what can we do? Creative ideas. Right? Teaching our people, hey, don't focus on the certificate to go and look, but whatever you are being taught in school, this is what you can come out with.
Like
this
my
is what
job,
you can do.
you can go with the certificate and you'll be asked,
Exactly.
do it and let's see. You know?
Exactly.
So if you are not able to do it,
Yes, and to the youth, there's something we call to be volunteers.
okay.
To volunteer.
Okay.
Without much reward or nothing at all. That's what we don't want to do. But that has also, people have gone through it, and that has ended them being employed because they served, without expecting anything, right? So it's a stakeholder kind of thing for us, or from parents to us, the individuals, to the societies and the government or whoever. But you see, as Africans, as black people, once he makes it to the top, he feels he suffered. So you too ought to suffer, right? There are investors who have been in the country to set up, and they have been frustrated with this 10% cut, 10% that, 10% here, right? And yet we have a lot of the youth unemployed. So there ought to be that serious political will, systems and policies. We have they have this Yale, Yay, or whatever government, or Batampa policies, or whatever, right? And then the Ghanaian people, the youth and grassroots or whatever, intentionally go for those monies because they have the connections. They are not entrepreneurs. You and I, who are the entrepreneurs, are not giving because we don't have any party card. Is that not correct? So this is what we have to check. If you don't do, the adverse is that you would have this extremist coming in. We have this, the youth will turn out to be violent.
And all that.
Because youth are the people who have the energy, they have the aspirations, the dreams, you get it? And they have the longer span of life, right? So when somebody has a vision or a dream and it seems that the policies are not there and his dreams are being curtailed, the adverse of him turns out. That is, instead of being a useful resource, he becomes a bad resource. Violence here and there. And that's why we have the Boko Haram and whatever available. So the unemployment, whoever, has the capacity to help, as a brother, the youth, you see ourselves, and then among us, someone gets the opportunity to talk to somebody who is willing to invest, gets the money, about $50,000 or US dollars, and uses that money to buy Benz.
That's the first thing that comes. Luxury.
Luxury. That's the first thing. Meanwhile, that $50,000 or $100,000 could have created or come about a factory which you could have used. You don't come and employ me, you don't know me. But your own siblings, your own family people, you could have employed them. And the business could have grown better, bigger, to employ extended or external people, such as myself. So our priorities are not set right. Right? Yes. What things we focus on once he gets the money is the car. But car don't generate revenue. Do you get it? People have come, and you see, we have short-term vision and long-term vision. So, see, short-terms are what, you benefit today, but tomorrow you are crushed. Do you get it? So whatever comes in, make sure that you use it for the benefit of your very self and the external people, the person next to you. Sell your car, go sell it.
There's something you have to sacrifice for.
Do you get it? To make it, you have to sell it. See, I said I don't have a car now, but I have a business. And you loudly call me CEO. Do you get it? A sacrifice. I have sacrificed those luxurious things just to push the business. Do you get it? So that it can expand and yield more to employ others. And we have to be creative and smart. When you start business, a lot of people have started and they collapsed. Don't do the follow. Don't use old models, mathematics formulas, those old ones. Somebody created it. And we also go to the classroom and we are taught to follow same thing. Create your own model. I have my own model of my business. You want to work with me? I have a lot of series coming in. I tell you, I don't staff people. But I work with people. You want to work with me? Okay, this is the product I sell. This is the service I render. Go out there. You bring the deals. You are making your cut. So pay, earn as you work. Do you get it? Don't go and staff and pay the salary, monthly salary, and pay SNET while the business isn't able to generate that money you used to pay.
And people to have an entitlement mentality, like the way that the person is coming in and all he's thinking about is pay me 5,000.
You get it? You get it? So you as a starter or an entrepreneur, develop a model that won't bring pressure, that won't kill you, and feel at ease. We all started little. In my, way back school when I graduated, I was in a single room, and that was where, I was running everything. And sometimes, I'll meet the clients or the potential people like somebody's office space or stuff, and I'll tell them, oh, my office is far, and beating around just to survive and make it the dream. Now I'm in a bedroom house, and that is where I'm operating from.
That's where just
Yes, YouSort house.
YouSort house.
Exactly. So it started from somewhere. Just don't because someone Felix is making it, and yes, you want to make it like Felix. Do you get it? Yes, you can make it, but he has his unique way of doing things you don't know about. Right? There are so many problems in Africa, and what I want to emphasize on that. Whereas there's many problems, it means that we need solutions, and those solutions ought to be monetized. Facebook was brought about because of inability to socialize, talk to a colleague.
You have to
and
wait
stuff.
for meetings before you socialize and all that.
Exactly, and that was brought in, and today we are all enjoying it. So what is that problem you see? Going into it, adventure. People have iPhones and stuff. Huh? One of your technical guys took us a picture and it was wow.
It was
Do you
nice.
get it? He could use that phone and then be making money. Making money. Going for events and whatever, recording and bit by bit. You see, wealth or being successful is not one day thing. It's the whole of your life till you die. And it's a process you have to go through.
Right.
Ups and downs.
So they will happen.
They will happen.
Has it gotten to a point that you wanted to give up on digital marketing before?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
So many times.
So many times.
Yes, so many
You want to
times.
stop this poetic stuff.
Oh yes. You
business
see, I'm
stuff.
laughing because yes, there's something normal with.
It's not that you don't have anything.
Oh,
And-
yes.
Yes.
Nobody to owes you.
No. That you have to call the
The-
person.
I think that for me, it's being around the right people, okay, and having people that I look up to, okay. So along the line of my journey, I came across these wild guys that are doing wild in the industry, right? And I look at them and I'm like, see, sometimes I talk to them and I'm like, yeah, what are you doing with your life, right? And so these people were very instrumental to how I saw things, right? If you are not in the right circle, you would always think things are not possible.
Okay.
If you are not in the right circle, you would have your mindset scattered in a way that you can't even fix it,
Yeah.
right? When you are with the right people, everything seems seamless because you see them doing things and you're looking at them and you're like, I can do that. If this person sitting next to me can do this, I can do that, right? And so I think in Ghana we have this thing where people will say they susupon you, right? You don't have to be around people like that. People that are constantly in a competition with you, are constantly waiting to hear some bad news about you. But be around people that are going to move you forward. You see that what they are achieving with their lives, they are not even paying attention to you, right? But you are inspired by their journey. And so they might not even say anything to you, but you keenly are following them because you see the steps that they're taking and you're like, I can do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what has got me so far, because I look at people, I'm like, see, if this person has been able to do this,
And too.
and I can't too. And so there's this circle of people that they've all joined World Economic Forum's Global Shapers. I was like, so what am I sitting down doing? Right? Because that's also another opportunity for me. So why can't I apply? What is stopping me from applying? And so I applied this year and I got in this year. And I'm serving under World Economics Forum. It's like you volunteer, but you get to meet amazing people. And the more you go, the more people you meet, the more connections you make, and the more your perspective broadens. And when your perspective broadens, you see that this life, there are no limitations. You are your own limitation, right? So that's...
Well, I wanted us to continue. In our next episode, we'll talk about identifying opportunities because I know there are so many opportunities.
Right.
So we'll talk about identifying the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Do you know Nigerians come to produce charcoal and export it? Ghanaians are here, Lebanese and Indians are here, and they are all doing crazy stuff. The onion
Tea roll.
Yeah.
There's a Lebanese man I know
Yeah.
who's producing tea roll.
Zero banana. They have banana plantation and all that and exporting.
What they am say inspire me.
Over going to the aquatic tomatoes, your tomatoes live in Ghana.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is where we have to wrap up, but we'll do our next episode on identifying opportunities.
Just want to do a spoken word for them. Before
Yes, yes, a spoken word. So
Yeah.
that's how we'll close. Okay,
Yes.
but let me wrap up.
Okay.
So spoken word near 1 hour. My name is Felix Dazi. I was here with,
Judah Sanse.
and he's the CEO
of YouSort Group.
Okay, your number for those who want to contact you.
0200194141.
Okay.
Plus 233-200-194141.
Okay, and what does YouSort to do?
We have about 6 subsidiaries. We do a lot. In fact, even when you need an attorney or lawyer for your legal battles, you contact YouSort.
All right, thank you.
Real estate and all that.
All right. And Diane.
Yes, so the name is Diana Kufu, and currently working with Brand Up Guys. So what we do is provide digital marketing services, and so from anything from influencer management, crowdfunding for creatives, entrepreneurship trainings, things like that. Were the people to contact, so you can reach me on 0202 502045. So
Okay.
0202502045.
All right. And Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela Jr. So I'm an actor, poet, motivational speaker. So you know what to place me in as an MC as well. So
Okay, so the number.
any events, you have to contact me through my social media platforms. So
Okay.
on Instagram, Nelson Mandela Jr.
Okay.
One on Facebook, Nelson Mandela Jr.
Junior. You have to add a junior too.
Yeah, Junior is just JR now.
Okay.
Yeah, and then TikTok, Nelson Mandela Jr. Everywhere, Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
YouTube, subscribe to my
Okay,
channel.
so you can ask him in his inbox why
Yeah.
he chose the name Nelson Mandela Jr.
Yes.
Okay, so you can ask him on that. He'll do a spoken word for us, then we can wrap up. My name is Felix Dazi. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Inspiration with Felix Dazi. If you're watching us on television, I want you to go on YouTube at SINSPIRATION Inspiration with Felix Dazi. I want you to subscribe, I want you to share. You will have a wonderful time. Till then, don't forget, your mind is the most powerful tool. Make sure you don't waste it.